Hello, today we will learn how to tie camera animation to page scrolling. First of all, we need to animate the camera. First, let's zoom out a bit so we can see the whole scene. Then, let's change our camera type to free camera. Now we need to create a circle, which will be the path for our camera moving. Let's convert it to spline to redect it. And let's edit it in a way so sometimes the camera will rise up and sometimes it will drop down. So let's say here it will rise up and here it will drop down. Then let's select the camera, go to Animation, Constraints, select Path Constraint, and select our circle. And the camera starts animating. The starting point now is not exactly where we want it to be. So let's rotate our spline so the camera will be looking from the place it was looking before. Okay, but now the camera when animating is looking straight, while we want it to look at the sensor. To fix it, we need to create dummy and place it exactly at the center of the scene. Let's go back to Animation, Constraints, and select Look at Constraint. And now here, let's select the dummy that we just created. Alright, now the camera is kinda looking at the dummy, but not the way that we wanted. Let's edit the parameters. So we need to go to Motion Parameters, and here we need to set the axis at which the camera will look at our dummy object. In this case, it will be Z-axis, but flipped. The second axis that will be up for camera will be Z-axis. Alright, now the camera is straight and always looking at the dummy. Actually, I think that 50 frames is not enough. So let's go to Options, set the length to 100, then let's select the camera and drag the last keyframe to the last frame, to 100. Okay, now the animation is perfect speed and working smoothly. Now we need to convert the animation to keyframes. To do that, let's go to Motion Paths, open the Conversion tool, and here let's select End Time 100 and Samples 100 as well. We want to animate only location and rotation, not scale. And let's press Collapse. Alright, now the camera is being animated without constraints. So we can delete the circle and the spline. Let's check how it works. Let's take a sneak peek on how it looks in Verge. Works perfectly. Now let's go back to Max. We don't need the animation to start automatically, we will do it using puzzles. So here in Verge3D animation params, let's turn auto start off. Also, let's set loop mode to once. Let's save everything and export to Verge3D. And now let's go to puzzles and change the logic a bit. Let's redact this puzzle, set here 1000, add another operator here, which will limit the periods when the animation of the knife will play. To 2000, and from 1000 to 2000. Here we also need to set from 1000 to 2000, and here to 2000. Now let's add another if operator and add it separately because the animations will play at the same time. Here let's set from 1500 to 3000. So somewhere in the middle the animation of camera will start playing parallel to knife animation, and then will continue playing after the knife animation is finished. Also, let's copy this block, and instead of this, let's select camera animation. So here goes camera. Here we also leave scroll animation and from 1500 to 3000. And from 0 keyframe to 100 keyframe. Let's save it all and reload the application. So, in the beginning, when we are scrolling, first we see the knife animation, then the camera animation goes in parallel, and then we have only camera animation. And of course, it works in reverse. Alright, that's all. See you in the next tutorial.